I'm Eric Guirard, Eric Guirard Injury Lawyers. I've been doing this for a long time. I started my first firm back in the early 90s. And we like to consider this kind of where entertainment meets the law. We do things differently here. We always give good legal service, of course, but we like to do things with a little more pizzazz. We like to do commercials that are funny. We like to do commercials that are edgy. We like to entertain the folks and make sure that they're coming to a place where they can be welcome and they can feel at home, and where they might can have association with somebody who does some things out of the ordinary. I love doing music. I love doing anything that's creative, and I like that to be reflected in the practice. And so when people come to Eric Guirard, they know they're not only going to get good quality care for their automobile accident or whatever kind of injury they have, but they know that they're going to have something they'll remember and that'll make them feel at home. We like to make sure that when you come here to Eric Guirard Injury Lawyers, you're going to become essentially a friend. We have 10 E-guarantees, and most of them are very customer service oriented. You don't get that from many law firms. As a matter of fact, the bar just hates when I refer to it as a business too, but it is. And we sell legal services, but we do it in a way that people will remember and that you can appreciate the customer service that you're getting. Any great product or business in America and the world has these same kind of rules that they follow. And we have 10. We have 10 that we always follow, and the biggest one, as I've kind of referenced, that you become a member of the E family. And even after you're a client, we're going to keep people involved. We're going to keep inviting them to parties. We're going to keep inviting them to social events that we have. And we want people to just remember us because we are now part, and they're a part of our family, our E family. Yeah, I used to be a stand-up comic too. Matter of fact, I like to say that I owe my first fortune to stand-up comedy. I was so bad it made me want to go to law school. So I did. And so, law school was kind of a stepping stone to get me that law degree so I could start helping people, but also to give me a platform where I could spread my creativity quite a bit. And so that's what we've done. I'm proud of being a lawyer too, by the way, because it's the world's 6th oldest profession. Of course, the first 5 are prostitution, thievery, tax collecting, manure shelving, grave robbing, but that's just details. But we like to do things differently here, and of course that drives the powers that be crazy. The powdered wig crowd, as I call them, the Bar Association, they don't like when someone does things out of the box. But we like to do things right, we like to do things ethically, but we like to do things with a little bit of fun. And we have got an Easter tree here. We don't take down our Christmas tree, we just change the holidays. We just took down the Mardi Gras tree, put up the Easter tree. We're going to be shooting some new commercials. We even have a charitable nonprofit organization called the Eric Guirard Foundation. Our slogan is "Help Make Baton Rouge Safe, Clean, and Lean." And our upcoming program is going to be Operation Get Your Butt Off the Couch, because we got a rather chubby city here. And that's kind of one of the things we want to do. We want to become part of the community again, or still, and we want to make sure that people know that they can have a comfort level when they're either associated with my law firm or with my charitable foundation. And so we always like to have fun. I went to LSU Law School. I'm essentially a native Baton Rouge. I was born in St. Martinville, Louisiana, which is the middle of Cajun country. Just lived there for a few months, but all my relatives still live there. That's why when I was a stand-up comic, I was Cajun-y. Oh, and I talk like that. So I was Cajun-y when I was a stand-up comic, and but I lived in Baton Rouge since I was like 6 months old. So I'm a Baton Rouge guy. Went to LSU for undergraduate. I was broadcast journalism and political science. I wanted to be a TV guy even back in college. But then it kind of morphed over into law school. So I went to law school, finished in 1987. And I like to tell people that I was 12th in my graduating class. Of course, we only had 13 finishing that summer, but could have been a very smart class. Could have been, wasn't. But the guy who finished dead last behind me, the guy who finished 13th, he went on to become the head of the FBI's counterterrorism department for the entire western United States. The guy who finished last. So we either had a very smart class, or you better start shopping for those used Korans and prayer rugs. But anyway, so I finished LSU, And I started I did some different kinds of law, and eventually I fell into my own firm. I wanted to start my own firm because I saw other people doing it, and I said, you know, personal injury and plaintiff law is what I really wanted to do. And I said, you know, the best way to do it is not to work for somebody else, because you not only want to help people, but you want to make money, frankly. And so I knew the way to do that was have your own shop, hang your own shingle. And sure enough, we started in 1994. It was just me, one other lawyer, and one secretary back in those days. And so we started off very small over on Main Street. We were a Main Street law firm back in the day in downtown Baton Rouge, 1994. And we busted out with, and I knew I had to make a splash. We came out with the commercial called The Chase. And The Chase is still a classic. You might be even able to Google that and find it on YouTube. But we're going to be re-releasing it soon anyway. And my idea was just to have 7 lawyers, 7 guys in suits lined up on the street, and had an announcer come on saying, if you've been in an accident, many lawyers will be lined up to chase after your case. And bam, the starter gun goes off, and these 7 guys in the suits are chasing after an ambulance that just zooms by. And the idea, and then eventually the lawyers and the ambulance go right on by the injured party that's down the street. And the whole premise of the case, of the commercial, was don't get lost in the chase. Hire the right lawyer. You have all these other guys chasing after your case, and they're going to zoom right by, and they're going to ignore the important things. So if you're in an accident, call E. And so that was the premise of the commercial. And it was just so different, and you know, it made fun of lawyers, and it was just something totally out of the ordinary of what you saw from TV law commercials, even in those days, which was, heck, you know, that was 24 years ago. But you know what? That commercial was even played. Eventually, later, the legislature of Louisiana tried to essentially ban legal advertising, and one of the senators played that commercial on the Senate floor, of course without audio, without context, and he tried to say that it was a bad thing, that he had lawyers chasing after an ambulance, even though the message was good, that you should be careful in choosing your lawyer. That's all I was saying. So it just goes to show you how I developed enemies, and I developed people who didn't like what I was doing from the very start, just because I wanted to be different and I wanted to jump out of the box. And so, you know, we started that very small, and then eventually we grew so fast. I mean, it was almost exponential growth. Eventually, I built a big old, gigantic 10,000 square foot LSU-style looking building on the corner of Government and I-110. And we like to call it the gateway to downtown. We even had a big gate with a big E on it. I still got that gate with the E. It's in front of my new office now, actually. But we kind of became a landmark there on that corner, and that's kind of where we had just took off from that point. And we became the dominant personal injury law firm in Baton Rouge. We eventually had 18 lawyers, and we had 65 staff, so it was a huge concern. And so we were really dominating the law scene in those days. Nowadays, you see. All of a sudden, you see all these guys on TV. There's just a ton. It is now the most competitive TV lawyer market in the country per capita, because there's so many big spenders and so many lawyers wanting to be on TV. And most of these guys, or a lot of them, have either worked for me or copied me. And so, in a way, that's flattering, you know, but it is also a very competitive environment. But that's okay. I kind of like that. So number one, it's exciting, and it gets your juices up as a competitive kind of guy that I am. But also, it just gives me a target-rich environment to make fun of all these other guys. Because all the other guys, they have no sense of humor. They're trying to be the most serious guy on the block, or they do it in such a silly, goofy fashion that it's just begging for somebody to come in and make fun of them, and that guy happens to be me, happens to be E. So so we grew from there, and then after I decided that I was going to be out of the practice for a while, and I've come back now. So now we're on 1 Calais in Baton Rouge. I decided, you know, it's old school thinking that you got to be downtown to be a lawyer, and that's the old. And what I don't want to be associated with is old school thinking of the law. I want to be innovative. I want to be future reaching, and that's why I wanted to move my office to the middle of the city. I wanted to be seen as part of the community for everybody. Black, white, whatever race, whatever creed, I want everybody to feel that I'm right here, that E is your guy. And that's why I wanted to put it right here on 1 Calais on I-10. And I'm about to have a big gigantic flashing E, so everybody's going to know where the E is can be found. And so you don't even need to say more than that. I mean, I branded myself hopefully so well that I just want people to just remember. They don't remember a name, a face. All they have to do is remember a letter. I mean, how hard is that? Just E. And E happens to be the most friendly letter in the alphabet anyway. So I love the letter E. And that kind of is why I love this whole everyday guy kind of approach to the practice of law. I'm wearing a short sleeve t-shirt right now, and that's what I wear pretty much every day. I'm wearing jeans, and that's pretty much what I wear every day. Now, you know, I do, if you go to court, you still got to wear the suit and tie, because the judges they'll fuss at you if you show up in a t-shirt and blue jeans in court. But other than that, or a funeral, I'm going to be in the t-shirt and the jeans, because I want people to be able to approach me. In stores, I want people to remember me, and I want them to be comfortable to come up and talk to me. If they have a question about a legal matter, even if it's something that I don't do, I can either give them some simple advice, or I can refer them to a lawyer who does do that specific kind of work, whether it be wills or divorces or other stuff that I just don't do. I also like to do music. Matter of fact, I like to say that when something momentous comes up in my life, a big event or a subject matter that really is important to me, I tend to want to write a song about it. I'm a rapper too. How many 59-year-old white lawyer conservative rappers do you know? I'm the only one in America. I got a niche. I did a CD, a rap CD. Don't worry, it's clean. Your kids can listen to it. We call it the Tea Party Anthem. It's all about the conservative libertarian political philosophy that I like to espouse. And I did different songs for different subject matters within that rap CD. And I also do music videos for just songs that I write. Often it's about women, because, you know, good and bad. And like dumped because of Trump. I was dumped by my girlfriend because I voted for President Trump. She's rather liberal. So I wrote a song about it. So if it happens in my life, be careful if you're going out with me, because I might write a song about it. As a matter of fact, that same girl, she looked at me once when we were dating, said, "E, if we ever break up, do not, I repeat, do not write a song about me." And so as a loving, obedient boyfriend, I wrote 3. Yeah. So, but we have you know, others. When I was not wanting to date at all, I wrote a song. It's about women. Sorry, women. It's called "Trouble, Time, and Money." It's about me just not wanting to have any more relationships. But that didn't last, obviously. It never does. But I have fun with these things, and I got some more planned. As a matter of fact, we got not only do we have more music videos planned, we have some new commercials planned. We have a whole Super E theme that we're espousing now. So on my website, if you want to go to eguaranteed.com, you can check it out. I am Super E, and we're going to have a commercial coming up about that. At Halloween, we had the whole staff dress up in Super E costumes, and we ran around town in our Super E gear and get-ups, and we just had fun. Again, we like to have fun here. I also have a book that I had written at one point in time that I'm about to republish. It may not be politically correct anymore, but what you gonna do? 101 Uses for Fat People. I know, but that is not politically correct, but it's funny. It's just cartoons and fat jokes. Like, you know, you're fat when you have to go to the beach. You have to lay to 4 different sides to get a tan. You know, you're fat when the police pull you over and put a sign on your car that says oversized load. You know, you're fat when the only thing the mirrors in your house reflect on is suicide. And you know, you're fat when your favorite song is 3 Times a Lady. Those kind of things. It's just gentle humor. But again, I'm funny. I'm a poke fun at all kind of things. So if you're offended by that, you know, just you have to go somewhere else. But again, I like to do it in good humor and good spirit, and so we don't try to be mean, even though some of my competitors probably deserve a little satire. As a matter of fact, one of my commercials, I poked fun at one of the other guys, and he sued me. But what you gonna do? I think there's an over-lawyerification in America, and I think lawyers need to be knocked off their pedestal just a little bit. You know, lawyers make up only 1 to 3% of the population. That they dominate the political culture in this country, and I think that needs to change. And I'm a lawyer, so I'm speaking against my own interest here. But I dropped an Easter egg. That's not a good sign. But anyway, so we're going to have some more commercials making fun of some of my other competitors. So if you're a competitor of mine, I hope you're not offended, and I hope you don't sue me, but I am going to be poking fun at you, so get ready. Because of anybody out there on TV regularly, other than car salesmen, all you see is lawyers. And those cats, you know, the way they do it, most of it is the same way, the same old tired message. And I do it different. And one of the things I'm gonna do is poke fun of those guys. And also, I want to do things. I want to help, and this is against my own interest too. But part of my nonprofit organization is to help make it a safer city for travel, safer state, and we have to do something about the roads and the driver's licenses because it's just horrible. I'm even starting a new organization, kind of like MAD, but instead of drunk drivers, I'm going to go after that other group of terrible drivers, old people. I'm calling it People Opposed to Elderly Drivers. We're not mad, we're PO'd. I'm just kidding to an extent, but do you know in this state, if you re-register for your license timely, you never have to be retested other than your eyes. So you can be 94 and still be driving. You can not remember how to use the TV clicker and you can still be driving a 3,000-pound death machine. But that's one of the things that I want to tackle. Not only being friendly and being helpful to people as far as their legal case, their auto accident, personal injury case, but I want to help the community too. That's why I have my nonprofit organization. I want to reach out and do things. You know, like I said, my motto of the Eric Guirard Foundation is make Baton Rouge safe, clean, and lean. So public safety, cleanliness. We have like the dirtiest city in the country. We got litter everywhere. At one point in time, I had two employees I hired with a big 12-foot box truck. Their job was to go out and pick up litter. They'd come back with bags of litter every day. I was amazed they had that much litter on our streets, but they do. And then lean, Baton Rouge is the heaviest city in Louisiana. Louisiana is the fattest city in the country, and America is the fattest country in the world. Therefore, Baton Rouge is the fattest city in the world. So we have to do something about that, and that starts with two things. It's very simple. Eat right, move more. And that's one of my goals because I love being fit. I love to exercise. I exercise every day. I play full court basketball once a week. I run. I lift weights. I do all that stuff. And I want people to emulate me a little bit and just do it a little bit. Now, most people do not exercise. Most people do not think about eating right. And if you can just do those two simple things, just eat a little better and move a little more, then we can have a healthier city. And that's going to reflect so much more on productivity in the workplace and on lesser health costs in society. We just have to get away from the obesity that is just a blight on our state and our country right now. And I know the food is great, and just got to do it in moderation. If you eat right and just eat smart, you're way ahead of the game, and just do a little bit of exercise. Like I say, we have Operation Get Your Butt Off the Couch, because that's all you got to do. Just quit eating the potato chips and watching the trash TV for a few minutes, and just get out there on the street. Just walk. Just get your neighbors together. Walk. You can do a neighborhood watch. You can pick up litter, and you can exercise all at the same time. So there's things that everybody can do. But again, as part of me being I want to be the guy that everybody knows and can talk to, and happen to be that lawyer too. And there's so many things that we can change about our city. I think potentially we have a wonderful city in Baton Rouge, and there is no limit to what we can do. But with the right leadership, both political and community and business leadership, I think we can get there. But we can't get there doing what we're doing right now. We have this mindset that just doesn't want to change, and that's why I want to be that guy that can help bring us to the next level, and that people can talk to. In 1995, both because I was new and I wanted to get some exposure, but also because I believed in a certain political philosophy, I decided to run for lieutenant governor, because I thought then, and I think now, that it's a useless office. The only thing that the lieutenant governor really does that's important is sit around and wait for the governor to die. That's really his main job. Supposed to be the head of tourism and all that sort of stuff, but we have other people can do that. So why we need a governmental official to do that, I'm not sure. But I decided to run on that platform where I was going to get rid of the office. That was my platform. And my slogan became, hire me to fire me. And so we had a big old splash of a campaign. I was going all around the state, just screaming to the top of my lungs, hire me to fire me, and vote for E, for Lieutenant Governor, to get rid of the office. And it was fairly successful. I ended up coming out, I think it was 5th. I got about 60,000 votes statewide, which was enough to almost fill up Tiger Stadium at the time. And Kathleen Blanco beat me. She went on to become governor, and I scolded her during that campaign. I said, Miss Blanco, you're only running for this so you can use it as a stepping stone to become governor. She denied it, of course, as politicians are wont to do. But of course, she used it as a stepping stone to become governor. So kind of, I guess I'm to blame for Kathleen Blanco being governor because I couldn't beat her for lieutenant governor. But that's just the way it goes. But I haven't run for office since then. You never know what might happen in the future. I'm going to be politically involved, but hire me to fire me is just a piece of my past that I'm quite proud of. So we want to, we want to kind of cover the gamut and break out of that shell of the old stodgy lawyer, and we want to become kind of the new generation of lawyer that is very media friendly, very internet friendly, and where we can always be reached at any point in time. All my clients get my cell number, they get my email. I want them to be in touch with me whenever they want. They call me middle of the night, I don't care, because that's what I'm about. And the important thing about doing it the way that I want to do it is that it's going to be the first time that people see a lawyer in kind of a friendly light. That's why I don't wear suits and ties. I want people to be finding me very approachable. And the way to do that is to just make sure that you are like anybody else that might be sitting on the couch next to a client or next to a person. You can reach me at 225-800-E. 225-800-E. My website is eguarantee.com. You can email me at e@eguarantee.com. I am Eric Guirard, and this is MyScene TV.